Okay, on to the fourth game. This was against Gargleflop, and as you can see, I'm back on this side of the screen. Gargleflop once again with some threats that we've been running into defensively. Quilladin, Lairon, and Wartortle is there. Electabuzz, often scarfed, ever present in FU. First time we've seen a Raticate, I believe first time we've seen a Butterfree this session. And see if you can guess where the threat is going to come from in this game, and we'll see what happens. So I lead off with Plusle, he leads off with Butterfree. I thought this would happen. I know outspeed, I can Volt Switch, break a potential Sash. Here's Electabuzz, I have a switch on that, and that is my Go-Goat. He is not particularly going to want to stay in on this, he's going to Volt Switch knowing he outspeeds. Going to his Quilladin as I go for a sub, but there's no future in that. I'm going to switch straight out, no point having that sub if I can't do anything to Quilladin. He's going to rack up spikes. So he's going to do that, switch out as I go for a Defog on the Lairon. But I don't want to be staying in on this, going to U-turn straight on out of there and go into my Huntail as he goes for a Head Smash and crits me and does huge damage. At this point I go for Super Fang as he goes for his Rocks, but he doesn't want to take a hit from me at that range of health, going to go into his Quilladin as I go for a fairly useless Brine. At this point though, I'm pretty sure I can live a Seed Bomb from defensive Quilladin, and I do, which means I'm able to get a Toxic off on it, which is just fantastic. Right now, I'm going to pull the switch into my Quilava, see if I can get my nefarious deeds going. But he goes for Seed Bomb, and I probably shouldn't have started setting up because he has this Wartortle, which is going to take nothing from a Flame Charge. But I think, you know what, in for a penny, in for a pound, why not go for the Endure? He's going to attack, goes for the Scald, takes me down to my Lychee Berry, and now Reversal does, 55%, which is not bad. He can take me out with a Seismic Toss. But Plusle, the Revenge Killer Extraordinaire, is back to take some names. Wartortle, I doubt that crit mattered. And Plusle is going to switch on out. Going to go into my Huntail, see who he wants to go into. And it's going to be Butterfree, and he tries to set up the sub on me. I'm having none of that action. Going to go for the Super Fang. Get rid of that sub. At this point I'm staying in just to see what he's going to do. And he opts to put me to sleep, so I have my sleep fodder. That is Huntail, and now I can pull a switch into my Shroomraver, who fears nothing from Butterfree. He is going to go for the sub here, and I thought he was going to start setting up Quivers, but he doesn't. He actually goes straight for Bug Buzz, which does such disappointing damage to Shroomraver, and a Brave Bird will take out the substitute from that range. Now, he can't really stay on this. He's going to go into the Lairon as I go for a Defog, getting rid of those hazards once again, but I don't want any of this action. U-turn out on the Lairon, go into my Go-Goat, and he does miss a Head Smash, which is unfortunate, but it'll all be worked out later. Go for the Earthquake on the incoming Quilladin, and right now I'm going to switch out, make the offensive play into Gastly as he goes for a Synthesis. Taking 12% of damage with that Toxic, I go for the Sludge Wave and decimate the Quilladin. This is what Gastly does, taking out Quilladins all day every day. Raticate, however, is a problem. Gonna get the Intimidate, but it's all to no avail because he has Swords Dance and a Flame Wall for his guts, and now I'm terrified. Gonna sack off Huntail to the Facade, which would have killed so many things on my team. And now I can go back into Shroomraver and at least have him at just guts, no more boosts. He's gonna U-turn on out of there, go into his Lairon, which is fine. I go for the Brave Bird and just tickle the Lairon a little bit. Now I can Roost as he goes for a Head Smash and puts me right back to where I was, down to mid 20%. Goes for the Go-Goat, and Head Smash does crit me, so he gets sort of the return hacks Lairon versus Go-Goat. But Revenge Killer Extraordinaire is back, Plusle getting the Thunderbolt off, and in comes Electabuzz. I have to sack off Shroomraver to see what I'm presuming he's locking himself into. It is Focus Blast, which means Gastly has a free switch here, and I'm able to 2-hit KO the Butterfree with the Sludge Wave, and that is going to happen right now. Second Sludge Wave, down goes Butterfree. But he does have the Raticate, and this is where the mind games start to happen, but I choke it. I know Sucker Punch is coming, so I go into Plusle, and here I should have switched back, predicting the Facade. He does go for the Facade. I should have gone back into Gastly and tried to psych him out with switches and Sucker Punches. It doesn't work. Raticate ends up taking the game for Gargleflop, the powerful Raticate bringing him the 2-0 victory and putting us sort of down in the dumps, 4 battles, 2 wins, 2 losses. We're on parity. Can we finish things up with a victory or two? Find out next time. And so we come to the final battle of this session. I did say just before then, maybe we'd shoot for 1 or 2 more battles, but we're just going for 1 more. That is because I forgot to save the replay. of another one I was going to include. So we're just going to go with 5 battles, sort of matching up with the 5 episodes we usually have in live comms. So here we go against Funbot28. Now, he has the Persian, which is, you know, pretty powerful stuff with that technician, stab, fake out stuff. It's got, sometimes has knockoff, U-turn, it's just fast and relatively powerful and great for getting that initiative. Electabuzz is back as his Go-Goat, and then we have 3 newer threats that we haven't seen too much of yet: Clefairy, Simipour, and Arbok. Now, I figure he's going to lead with the Persian, so defensive Staravia is going to lead off for me. Let's see what happens. I lead with Staravia, he does indeed lead with Persian. I get the Intimidate, let's see how much a Fake Out does. Not as much as he would probably like. He's not going to want to stay in, so I'm going to go for the U-turn, predicting that. In comes Clefairy, and now it's time to see how much Gastly will do with Sludge Wave. And it turns out to easily be a 2-hit KO on the Clefairy as he gets his rocks up. Arbok can come in, I thought this might happen, but you know, best stick with Sludge Wave if you can. So, going to go into Huntail, who fears really nothing from this except maybe a rogue Seed Ball, but he does have Coil. So, let's see how much he's going to do with whatever move he goes for. It turns out to be Gunk Shot, and it turns out to do far too much for my liking. Get a Super Fang off, he does have the Black Sludge, and he's going to be able to take me out with the subsequent Gunk Shots, and be sitting just at over half his health. I can get rid of that attack boost with Staravia. He goes for the Gunk Shot, outspeeds not to do too much as I go for the Brave Bird. And here, I don't quite know what he was thinking. He outspeeds, he didn't need to Sucker Punch, but it just gives me the opportunity to roost, live the next hit and take him out with a subsequent Brave Bird. Sucker Punch doing 18% and Brave Bird taking out the Arbok from there. So he goes into Persian. I want to save Staravia, so I go into Go-Go to take a Fake Out, not favourably. But I'm pretty sure I can take the next hit if it's U-turn, and it is, and I do. He's going to go into the Electabuzz as I go for the Horn Leech to get just a little bit of health back. He goes for the HP Ice presumably, but I live it because I'm a boss, go for the Earthquake, and that's Electabuzz dealt with. Next in is Simipour, he will have the Ice Beam. I just leave in Go-Go to this point. Nice to see it's not Scarfed. I know I can outspeed it with Gastly. Going to Quilava, and apparently threaten out the Simipour. I have nothing to hit it with, but it threatens it out. I start to try and set up my shenanigans with Flame Charge, but Clefairy is soft-boiling in my face, and I don't like it. There's no future in this, really, so I'm going to go into Staravia. I have to sack it off, because I think at this point he is going to start attacking. Here's the Moonblast, down goes Staravia. Gastly, as we know, however, can 2-hit KO this Clefairy. He's going to go into Go-Go, which it can also 2-hit KO. Getting the poison doesn't matter because, as I say, it is a 2-hit KO and I do outspeed. So down goes the Go-Go, and that's absolutely fantastic. In comes Persian. I need to scout for knockoff to see if it has it, and it turns out that it does. So Quilava, once again, not really doing anything. But the Persian is being taken down by Life Orb. In can come Plusle, take this U-turn, and fire off a powerful Specs Thunderbolt on the incoming Clefairy, doing a third of its health. And he can take me out with the Moonblast. So now, Gastly versus the world. Now, I know Gastly will take out the Clefairy, as it does here. I know it'll take out the Persian from that range as well, and that I will outspeed, as shown here. I'm doubtful about the Simipour. In it comes. Can we do it? Gastly with the clutch, the crit on Simipour, getting that clutch crit with the Sludge Wave. And I can tell you, I have done the calc, and that crit did matter. Because it would have done, I think, approaching 80% maybe, somewhere in the 70s, and Gastly would have been boned by anything Simipour chose to do at that point. But that is that from the final game of this session. So, that is going to be it from this little FU mini session, the post-narrated stuff, coming back briefly to the channel. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, get involved in FU because there are some awesome things to use. You've got stuff like Go-Go, who's all over the place, but Plusle, Choice Specs Plusle, putting in all kinds of work, and Choice Scarfed Gastly, the 2 choice special attackers, really putting in the work this session. Really happy to have used them, and to have used them fairly effectively in some areas. And of course, Cadet Brave Bird. Got to give it up for the Staravia. Powerful mon, offensively or defensively, in this tier. So, as I said, thank you very much for watching. Again, I do hope you've enjoyed, and you know, I think next session is going to be sort of business as usual, back to the live stuff, hopefully. Plans in the works, various teams, various new tiers, as I've said previously, that I want to explore, but that is a story for another time. For now, I'm going to get out of here. My final thank you for watching, and I guess I will see you all next time. Laters!